think Shawn Layden's is starting to get out of touch on what gamers want. He says in a recent interview with a YouTuber, I don't know what the YouTuber's name, I forget. I think it's called Gamer Hip Hop God or whatever it's called. Anyway, this is on Tech for Gamers, where I'm reading this from. He says, well, it says, former PlayStation boss says, Shawn Layden, Nintendo understands its fans better than Sony does than Sony does, and I find that completely hard to believe because if you follow the Switch 2 and all the headaches and all the bullshit that's been attached to it, you'll read even with the physical releases, you'll realize no, Nintendo does not know what their fans want, and they don't care, and they obviously don't care. Anyway, I'm going to read into it now. Okay. The pandemic era was truly the best time for video games, benefiting both corporations and consumers. I wouldn't say that the pandemic era was truly the best time for video games. I don't know what the hell this article's talking about. However, the after effects of the lockdown had a profound effect on the industry, exacerbated by the declining economy, which has led to its current and terrible state. Now, I will say that the pandemic was not the fault of the gaming corporations. That was clearly not their fault. Clearly not their fault. Only one gaming corporation was immune to these aftershocks, as per former PlayStation boss Shawn Layden's words. No one is more in touch with their fans than Nintendo is. This is the reason why they were able to counteract the post-COVID gaming slowdown. He says, for, understanding the audience is the first and foremost basic principle of every business. Unfortunately, most executives in the gaming industry are out of touch with consumers. I would say that's pretty much nearly all of them. Pretty much, which is why we see terrible news daily about project cancellations, layoffs, and more. Okay, he's called at Hip Hop Gamer the goat of the game. That's what the YouTuber's called. In an hour-long podcast, with Hip Hop Gamer, Layden was asked what he would change if he would have had a Nintendo. His response was quite surprising. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If you put me in that job, I would just stand back. Well, the thing is, Nintendo were doing a better job, personally, my experience with the Switch 1, that they currently are doing with the Switch 2, personally, just my opinion. But I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, the way how the game card keys are, there was absolutely no reason for those to exist. They didn't have to exist, and Nintendo pretty much said, no, these are going to exist. The ex-PlayStation boss added that even compared to Sony, Nintendo understood its audience better. Regarding the repercussions of the pandemic, he stated that Nintendo was quite intelligent not to ramp up its team since, eventually, after the lockdown restrictions were lifted, people would have less time for gaming. Nintendo struck with one team and even with enjoying the peak and didn't have to suffer with layoffs and cancellations afterward. But the thing is that's down to not the only reason that happens is because Nintendo is the only one that doesn't give their um, um, AAA games stupid budgets unlike Sony and Microsoft do. Um, and Nintendo knows not to do that. That I will give them. But the thing is, they're doing a shit job with the Switch 2, and even I would dare say that. Even the hardcore Nintendo fan would even say that. It's so far the Switch 2 has been seriously disappointing. Um, okay, whereas giants like Sony and Microsoft frequently eliminate their teams. In fact, they're completely opposite of their competitors since Nintendo continues to expanding with more hirings, while PlayStation and Xbox are downsizing. Well, the thing is, if Nintendo keep on hiring, that will end up backfiring. I personally think they don't really need to hire too many because if they do that, then they're gonna have to end up doing layoffs. But the thing is, like for example, um, prices going up on consoles. I would say Nintendo, just my opinion, I would say Nintendo could have came out, smelled like a bunch of roses, and said, no, we're not going to raise the price of the consoles on like Sony and Xbox. And also, just like I said with the game card keys, that was absolutely stupid. When the thing is, Cyberpunk is the only third-party game where the full game is going to be on the game card key, and Nintendo could have said to their third-party partners, okay, and the game card key on which the game card which Cyberpunk is going to use, you can use that, and then at least the game will actually be on it. But no, that's not what they're going. That's not what's going to happen, and you can pretty much guarantee that the only ones that will have the full game on there is going to be their own first party games, and also I've seen with Super Mario Kart World that the thing is people have been putting up screenshots on where it says it will take 92 hours by Wi-Fi just to install. I think it's the game or maybe an update. That's stupid, even for Wi-Fi alone. Even for Wi-Fi alone, and you could have a seriously good Wi-Fi strength. You know what I mean? I mean your Wi-Fi could be excellent, and the thing is, it will still say that. So the thing is, the problem is the console itself, and not the person's Wi-Fi. Um, but yeah, Son Nintendo's got problems, and Nintendo, like I said, Nintendo does not understand its fan base. If anything, it's I think it's choosing to ignore the problems that the fan base that it's not listening to its fan base's problems with the Switch 2. I would say I would say they're ignoring their fan base, and typically Nintendo always pretty much has always been a shower of shits when it comes to when it comes to being pro consumer, because they've never done a price cut on their consoles, because I can never think of a time when they did that. They never did it with the Wii. They never did it with the I don't know if they done it with the Wii. I know they did not do it with the Wii U, because if they did that with the Wii U, at least more units of the Wii U would have at least shifted, because at least there was a price cut. They obviously did not do haven't done that with the Switch one, and it's obviously not going to happen with the Switch 2 either. So yeah, let me know what you think though. If you're into the Switch 2, or you think or you think I'm wrong. If you think I'm wrong, let me know the reason why. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and you can follow me in the links in my YouTube bio. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Patreon and Coffee as well, and I'm on Rumble, and I'm on Instagram too. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.